Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel.
If you enjoy slow and simple English conversations, don't forget to subscribe and join our learning journey.
My name is Emma.
And I'm Daniel.
Today we are talking about something many English learners experience.
Yes, today's topic is funny problems English learners have.
If you are learning English, you probably know some of these situations.
Sometimes learning English is not only difficult, it can also be very funny.
Before we talk about funny stories, let's share a small learning tip.
Yes, today we will also talk about modal verbs.
Modal verbs are very common in English.
They help us talk about ability, possibility, advice, and permission.
Some common modal verbs are can, could, should, must, and might.
Let's start with can.
We use can to talk about ability.
For example,
I can speak English.
she can understand English podcasts.
Yes, but sometimes we can understand English but we cannot speak easily.
That is a very common problem.
Now let's look at could.
Could is often used for past ability or polite requests.
For example,
When I was a child, I could speak only one language.
or we can say,
Could you repeat that?
that is a polite way to ask someone to repeat something.
That sentence is very useful for English learners.
Yes, many learners say that when they don't understand something.
Now let's talk about should.
We use should to give advice.
For example,
You should practice English every day.
you should listen to English podcasts.
Yes, listening is very important.
Now another modal verb is must.
We use must when something is very important.
For example,
You must practice speaking if you want to improve.
yes, many learners study grammar, but they forget speaking practice.
That is very true.
Another modal verb is might.
We use might when something is possible but not certain.
For example,
You might forget new words if you don't review them.
or you might understand more English if you listen every day.
That is a great tip for learners.
Now let's move to some funny situations English learners experience.
Yes, because learning English can create many funny moments.
Let's start with a very common problem. Understanding English but not speaking.
That happens to many learners. They understand podcasts, movies, and videos quite well.
But when they try to speak,
Only 3 words come out.
hello,
Yes,
and okay,
that's it.
I remember a funny moment about this.
What happened?
One day I met a tourist who was learning English. He listened very carefully and understood everything I said.
That sounds impressive.
Yes, but when he tried to answer, he only said yes and okay.
Maybe he knew many words but couldn't remember them at that moment.
Exactly. Sometimes when we speak a foreign language, our brain suddenly becomes empty.
I have a similar story.
Tell me.
A friend of mine studied English grammar for many years.
Really?
Yes, he could explain past perfect, conditionals, and passive voice very clearly.
That sounds like a very serious student.
Yes, but when someone asked him a simple question in English,
What did he say?
he said, hello.
That's funny, but I think many learners understand that situation.
Yes, because knowing grammar and speaking a language are not always the same thing.
Another common problem is vocabulary.
Yes, learning new words can be exciting,
On the first day, you learn 20 new words,
but the next day you remember maybe 2,
or one.
sometimes none.
I once tried to memorize many English words in one night.
did it work?
I thought it worked.
But
The next morning, I looked at my notebook and most of the words looked completely new.
that happens because remembering vocabulary needs repetition.
Yes, hearing words many times helps us remember them better.
Listening is actually one of the most important parts of language learning.
That is true. When we listen a lot, our brain becomes familiar with the sounds and rhythm of English.
I remember another funny moment when I tried to speak English at a cafe.
What happened?
I wanted to order coffee in English.
That sounds easy.
Yes, but I became nervous and forgot the word coffee.
So what did you say?
I said, "Can I have hot brown water?"
Really?
Yes, and the waiter looked very confused.
Did you get your coffee?
Yes, after a moment he smiled and said, "Ah, coffee."
That's actually very creative.
I also have a funny story about pronunciation.
Tell me.
One friend wanted to say beach during a conversation.
That's a normal word.
Yes, but he pronounced it a little differently.
Oh no.
Yes. Everyone suddenly became very quiet.
Did someone correct him?
Yes, someone said, "I think you mean beach."
That must have been embarrassing.
Yes, but everyone laughed and he never forgot the correct pronunciation after that.
Another funny situation happens when learners talk to themselves in English.
Oh, yes. When we practice alone, our English sounds perfect.
The pronunciation is clear.
The sentences are long and beautiful.
But when a real person starts speaking English with us,
Everything changes.
the brain becomes confused.
Words disappear.
And again we hear the famous sentence,
Hello? Yes? Okay.
learning a language is a long journey.
Sometimes it is also a very funny journey.
The important thing is not to give up.
Yes, practice, listening, and patience are very important.
The more you listen, the more natural English becomes.
That is why we make these slow English conversations
We hope they help you improve your listening skills.
and maybe make you smile a little.
Thank you so much for listening today.
If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
And join us again in the next episode.
See you next time.
Goodbye, everyone.